Hi everyone and welcome back to today's video. Now we're going to be doing something slightly a bit different today. We're going to be starting on this Starfish on the beach today with the Heartstones. I'm introducing some more paintings, so obviously this is a newer one to be introduced and I would like to get this started today. A lot of the videos will be rotational. Just because we've got so many new ones coming in and there's quite a few still left to introduce, but I want to start to get this in. I hate it when it does that. If you get it on this black strip, it will, you know, like this, it tends to play up a bit. Now, so I'm just getting some wax. I want to talk about, obviously, if you guys have been watching the news recently, you'll hear me speak about this in a video that's being done for 2024, because I've started my 2024 filming yesterday. Now, if anyone's been watching the news recently, there is a submersible called Titan, and this so-called apparent submersible, people pay $250,000 to go and view the wreck of Titanic. And on Sunday, apparently it lost connection to the mother ship. So obviously submarines and submersibles are completely different. So where a submarine can power itself, a submersible has to be controlled by a support ship. So what that means is the mothership, in this case, which is the Polar Prince, that would basically stay over the surface while the submersible is directly underneath it. And Sunday it set off, and apparently about 1 hour and 45 minutes in, it lost contact. And for the last 3 days, they've basically been trying to look for this submersible. Now, the difficulty they've got is the, let me just put that one there for the minute because we've got a bit of swap and change for the minute. The difficulty they've got is that their oxygen on side this submersible is only valid for like 4 days, and that has now, we think, has come to an end today at 12:08. But they reckon that's just an estimate. I mean, obviously we don't know how much of the oxygen the people that are on board it have used. There is talk that the people are rotating their sleep to try and save a bit of oxygen. You've got a businessman with his son on there. There's a pilot, the CEO of OceanGate, Stockton Marsh, and also Hamish something, who is a billionaire from, you know, the UK. The difficulty we have in this case is that the problem being is that they're bolted in. So the only way to get out of that submersible is to basically, someone needs to unbolt them. Now, there are theories that it could have been stuck on the wreck and it's got dislodged on the wreck. And what's happening is, obviously, if it is stuck, it can't maneuver because 1, it's controlled by the mothership, and 2, it hasn't got mechanical arms like an ROV, which is like a robotic robot that goes down to like the wreck to investigate, take photos, and with the ROV they can move their arms, mechanical arms, to move things out of the way. So of course, another theory is that obviously if it is lodged, it can't move. Now this thing is apparently controlled by a PS2 controller, so even if they move it, they can't really do nothing with it because it's controlled by the mothership. And it could be that there's a power outage, and they've been saying that there's these weights that they can press that will move it to the top of the surface. Another theory is that they think that it's just had a power cut, it's lost power. And the third theory being that it's imploded. Now, what that means is, for anyone that doesn't know what that means, is the way I can describe it is imagine a tin can. So a tin can's like that. Imploded means that it explodes from the inside. So if it's imploded, it will crush from the inside outwards. So basically from the outside in. Now, this machine that has been made out of titanium carbon or something can withstand the pressure. Now, the pressure down at Titanic is severe pressure, so obviously before you even visit the wreck, you've got to be sure that that specific thing can withstand the pressure. Now, to reach Titanic, you're talking about 2 hours and 30 minutes. Now, they've been saying that it could be floating, it could be on the surface, and even if they were floating on the surface, they can't get out because they're bolted into it. Now, I don't think personally it's on the surface. I mean, if that was on the surface, I can't understand why people wouldn't have told the Coast Guard that it's there on the surface. They're also thinking that it's drifting away. And towards the last couple of days, they've been dropping sonar buoys. And what happens is a plane drops it into the ocean, and then basically it's basically like a underwater microphone, and they listen out for any sound. And the last couple of days they've been saying that they've been hearing bangings and things that resemble Morse code. Now, a lot of the theory is that it could be just background noise. I mean, obviously there's various rescue ships out there at the moment trying to get to the wreck. They've put down some ROV robots that are connected to apparently a cable, because before you even do that, you've got to winch it to the ship that is sending it down with. Now, personally, they've got obviously all these different ships that have gone out. They've aeroplanes that are, Canadian aeroplanes that's supposed to be looking out for it. Personally, I do feel that this is far too late. Let me just sort of move that in a bit. I do feel that it's far too late. I mean, if that Titan submersible went missing on Sunday, you should have got these ships to you on Sunday. Now, a couple of the ships apparently have took 30 hours to reach there. I mean, obviously there's a French ship out there. So if that's come from France, of course it's going to take long. Now, what they're saying also is if they do come across it, it's going to be incredibly difficult to get it out from wherever it is, because obviously you can't go fast. If you go fast going down to it, you're going to have risk of imploded. You've got to take it nice and slow. There's theories that they could get another, like similar to an ROV, to hug it, because underneath the Titan you've got these like bar things, like foots, and they could grip hold of it and slowly bring it up to the surface. There was talk about a crane, but obviously I don't think that would be the case. But the difficulty we now have is that they've lost, we think, all the oxygen is gone. Now, obviously, that's only a prediction. We don't know if down there that they've managed to preserve somehow. But apparently in this submersible, you can't stand up. They've got a little bucket thing where they go for the toilet, but they pull like a little curtain away. And when they go down, they're only allowed a sandwich and a bottle of water or something. They've also said that if they are down there still, they would have basic rations. And as soon as I found it, because obviously it was on the news Sunday and I didn't really think much of it, and then it's been on the news constantly and I've been really hooked to the TV on it. It's a strange sort of concept because it's sort of, you feel like it's your own family. I'm so drawn to the news at the moment. And I mean, now we've reached like the last day of oxygen. I just, you've got to prepare for the worst. But the problem is, it's not going to be too much longer before they go, right, we're calling the search off, and then it's game over. I mean, it could be that, it's imploded and there's bits everywhere, and perhaps the people have perished to the bottom of the sea. The other problem being is obviously when a body dies, it would float to the top. So I just really hope and pray that, you know, they can find them, they're all safe and well. And I feel most sorry for the 19-year-old boy, because obviously he's down there with his dad. You've got a pilot that's been down there 20 odd times to the Titanic, and then there's obviously the CEO of the actual company. So yeah, and apparently that's another reason why they've only got one window, is because obviously of the, you know, everything's got to be balanced for the pressure of the water. They've also said that if they've got a power cut down there and they've lost power, it's pitch black down there, so then they're not going to see even through daylight and stuff. I personally think, I don't think it's imploded. They did say that they found some an object that they didn't recognise, but they said it don't think it's related to that case. But I personally think it's stuck on, it's got wedged somewhere. Where, I don't know. I'd like to think that it's stuck on the Titanic, and perhaps this ROV could go down and find it. But this is what they should have got from day one. They should have got these ROVs down there, because the timing of this is all wrong. It really is all, you know, it's far too late. I don't think they're going to give up just yet. I mean, obviously, I'm watching a channel called Sky, which is on 233 on my end. And it's like a looping sort of all day of the news, and I'm just waiting for any update what I can. I watched a TikTok video last night of this woman who was talking about it, and it was really, really fascinating. And then obviously, you know, I can't sort of stop thinking about it, because it's such an interesting case. I mean, $250,000 just to go down there. But they have said that, because they were saying that people have been saying, like, can you sue the company? You can't. They've actually said that when you sign your the contract or something, that you're risking your life. You know, you could die. But I just, you know, I'm pretty glued to it. Even when I'm doing this, I've got it on in the background, just waiting to hear if there's any news. Now, normally at 6 o'clock each night, we've had an update from the Coast Guard captain, which is Jamie Frederick. So I'm hopeful that they can, you know, give us some answer. But they said that they're nowhere near to giving up yet. They want to try and explore everything. I think now that they've got these ROVs, you know, they've got a much more better chance. But they did say that when they heard the banging noises, that was a glimmer of hope. I mean, obviously, it's a bit of mixed emotions. You've got to prepare for the worst, but you're also hopeful that they can be found. I mean, obviously, you know, we just don't know where they are. I mean, obviously, they're saying that it's freezing temperatures down there. I probably would say that they're starving as well down there. And the fact of the matter is, you can't stand up in it. You've just got to sit down. They can't bang on the hull because it could risk it implosion. I mean, obviously it's a very hard, sustainable material that can withstand that water pressure, but obviously if they bang too hard, it could cause a, you know, a slightest knock, and it could probably implode it. Now, obviously, if that does implode, there's no way of you're not going to live, because it will crush inwards. It's like an explosion going outwards, but imploding is going inwards. So, yeah, it's just very, very, you know, you just want to hear that they're okay, you know, and I mean, I was up till gone 3 last night. I just was so hooked into listening to this TikToker that I really wanted to. And she said, like, she would stay up all through the night as well. But I was going to stay up all through the night, but I can't. So it's just one of them days where you sort of like, it's, as I said, it's a strange concept, because you feel like it's your own family member and it's not. But I mean, all we can do now is sort of hope and pray that they're okay. But I don't think it's going to be good news, in all honesty. But yeah. But they said that they have a number of like safety features, like there's sensors apparently, if it's gonna like there's cameras and sensors or something. But one of the safety methods is that they can push this button and it releases some sort of buoyancy for it to travel back up to the surface. But I reckon now that they've got these robots in there, that they can do it. I mean, I do think that the design of the Titan is extremely poor, because obviously, as I said, like if it's controlled by a supporting ship and it is stuck, it can't maneuver itself. It can't move. So you would. I just don't understand why it doesn't have mechanical arms. I think if it had mechanical arms, then they wouldn't be in this position. But they've also said that they don't know if they lost contact halfway between the surface and Titanic, or whether they lost it further down. But surely, if you knew that you were in trouble with this, the contact ship, you would think that, right, let's try and get back to the surface. But I mean, obviously, if you've lost all contact, then you can't anyway, because that ship controls it. Now, they've said that the Polar Prince is supposed to be staying in the area, and then when they said about the banging, you sort of thought, oh great, come on, is this good news, if they found them, but I'm still hopeful they can be found. I mean, obviously, if they are still in there like days, some point next week before they find them, then they're going to be dead regardless. But we just have to hope and pray. I mean, obviously they're saying that there's carbon monoxide risk of poisoning as well, because obviously there's no oxygen going in. I just hope that they're okay, but it's all I keep thinking about. I just can't sort of relax from it, because I just want to see them, safe and well, and that they've been rescued. I'm waiting for them to go, right, we found it, they've been rescued, but still nothing as of yet. But as I said, it's not going to be too much longer before they go, right, we're going to have to call it off, because they will eventually, because all this is costing money. So I really don't know, but it's scary in a way. You don't really know what's happening. You don't know if they're alive. You don't know if they're stuck or what have you. But I mean, all they can do is work from the bottom up. Work from Titanic, the wreck, and work their way up. But apparently they did relocate the rescue or something, or the machines or something they're using, since they heard this noise. Apparently the Navy are I do apologise. Apparently the Navy are analysing it, but they think it's... I mean, you've got to remember that there's various other ships there, so it could be anything. But apparently it was coming every 30 minutes. So it could be that they're doing that to give them a sign going, right, hey, we're here, we need help, Or it could be that it's just genuine Morse code. Morse code is obviously the thing they use on the ship normally, where it goes beep, 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 that sort of thing. And then apparently it happened every 4 hours or something, so I'd like to think that it could somehow revive and get a signal again. But there's so many different recovery vehicles as well, so you just don't really know what's happening. It's been another sort of muggy day today, very hot and humid, and I was going to go Tesco, and I was like, do you know what, I've been out like every single day so far, I just want to sit in, like just one day, just sit in and that's it. And I thought, yeah, I'm going to stay in and I'll order what I need through Amazon. I'm not the type of person that likes going out every day. I don't mind going out, you know, a couple of days, but not every single day. Because obviously when I'm out, I can't get on with this, and it does push, it makes it just so, like, running around like a headless chicken, because I have to, like, come in, start dinner, get this recorded. It's such a small slot from getting in at like 5 o'clock and trying to get everything done by 7. It's pushing it, really. But yeah, hopefully we can get an update from the Coast Guard at 6. I don't know if they're going to be doing one today or not, but I mean, they've got to provide an update. So, and then I was watching a bit of Rishi Sunak is apparently in Kent, and the Bank of England has apparently risen interest costs to 5%, so they should anyway. So, I mean, bank interest is crap these days. You don't get hardly nothing. I mean, it's just really, really sort of poor, and you just, no matter how much you save, you just don't really get much interest. It's terrible, really. I get about probably 3% interest, if that's it. It's really crap. And I got so fed up with it that I moved away from that bank. But how the hell have we got all that done already? Oh wow, very happy. But yeah, this painting has a funny story to it, because I previously did this, but I lost all the drills. So the plan of action is, I've still got the painting. If I've got any spares, then I'll use it to finish off that one. But yeah, this is the thing. I mean, if you lose your drills and they fell all over the floor, it's just easier to hoover it all up, rebuy it, rather than, you got to weigh up the balance. Do I sit there and pluck them and put them all back in the thing, or do I just like rebuy it and save like probably 2 hours of sitting there picking them all up and putting them all in their correct individual pots? As I said, I've done it once and it took me 2 hours, and I'll never ever do that again. No thank you, it was awfully boring. But it is starting to rain now, so hopefully a bit cooler. But yeah, I got a Temu unboxing today, so I've just been doing some unboxing on that, and that's the one that's got another of the paintings that I'm going to be introducing. So what you'll find is, like, there'll be like alternations. I'm thinking probably this will be, I can't do this on a Tuesday because you've got the football and then you've got the basketball. So what I'm thinking is this could share perhaps Thursday's slot with the stones. So one week you get the stone, the next week you get the starfish. But yeah, I didn't actually, the funny thing is I didn't actually know that I had the Sky News channel, but in my package I get Netflix, Now TV, and I think some of the Sky Cinema channels and Atlantic and all that for £30 a month. So it's like an all-in-one, which is quite nice. And the BBC News is okay, but it only gives you like a sort of half an hour slot of it, whereas on Sky 233, I mean, obviously your box numbers might be a bit different to my channel number. My channel is 233, but obviously other people's might be on a different channel number. But what I love about this channel is that you get so much more news. I mean, whenever it's, you know, breaking news, they come up with some more news. I mean, they were interviewing Chris Whitty over these COVID-19 lies or something that they've done, So far they've interviewed Jeremy Hunt, and today they were interviewing Chris Whitty, and they were talking about I think it was the Titan, and then all of a sudden they said, right, we've got to interrupt you there because we're just going to cross over to this COVID interview thing. And then they'd done it again when Rishi Sunak was in Kent doing an interview. But it's really interesting because that, I think, is a political editor, but you know that Chris Mason, who's often on the news doing all the political updates and stuff, he was there with him. It's like it's like wherever Rishi goes, like they sort of follow. Because Chris was also in the, he was over at the White House at one point. So, yeah. Okay, so we're going to get a little bit of a 3865 out because we're getting that colour there. What I like about this block is there's loads of different colour block sessions. And I think that's why we're going so quick really on this. I think the white is probably a bit of a cloud, and then the blue is obviously the sky here, so yeah. I did say I was going to have a bit of tea, so let me put that down for a minute. I do think it's, what I did, I found this thing on, it's called Printables, HP Printables, and I found this sheet, and because I keep forgetting to do things, I thought that I could, obviously some paintings I don't have in my diary, so I found this sheet, and it's quite good because it's got today's plan, and then you can put like 7 AM right down to 10 PM, and then you've got like what your priorities are for that day, and then what to do, and then notes. I thought that was a really great sort of task sheet. So say like I need to go to Tesco, say at 10, I can put there Tesco, or you know, it's pretty good that. So one of them could be go visit. Wouldn't it be good if Temu had an online, like a walk-in shop? Oh yeah, man, that would be the bomb.com. Wouldn't that be so cool? I still ain't drunk the tea. Took the tea bag out, ain't drunk it. I do like a good big cup. I've got a big one today, so nice big cuppa. I got a new bangle today from Temu. As you can see, it says love and peace, and you get them in a pack of 3. I've got a black and white one as well. So I think I paid like £1 something. Everything on Temu was just like so cheap. So I got that in with my diamond paintings that I've got today. So that video is probably going to come up after. I think Angela's was the last one that I booked in. That's on the 15th of July, so it'll be the one that I did today might be after the 15th, you know, whatever date it is after the 15th of July, the next Wednesday after that, you know. So, yeah, pretty good. I'm really happy with how far I've done on this, considering I've only just like started it. But yeah, so what will happen is next Thursday you'll get the heart in the stone globe thing, you know, the one with the pebbles, and then the next week after that you'll get this one, and then I've got a few more to introduce, and then I'm calling that the end of the summer theme. Trouble is, there's so many lovely ones out there, and obviously I'm going to be doing my summer theme until the end of, I'm debating whether probably the end of July or extend it to August, but if, you know, August is sort of free for, there's not really a theme as such, so I might change it to, that's why I'm saying I might extend it to the summer one. Depends, I mean, we've got 2 months to get all them done, so just depends how quick we do. I mean, each session can be, it really does depend. I mean, obviously if you've got a section like this where you can multi-place, that's where you're going to pick up time, but if it's like different one each bloody square, then that's what's going to eat your time up. But yeah, it's whoa, don't you go on the floor. But I ordered some more clothes on Temu as well. It's the amount of stuff on there is just unbelievable. It's unbelievable. You know, Stephen Milan. Love it when he does that. Does anyone watch the Stephen Mullen? It's called In for a Penny, In for a Pound. And he wears that gold coat thing, and he's supposed to like, he does like challenges. It could be like pie in the face, or you know, it's really cool. And what I've done is I've kitted up a pot. I don't know if you've seen this unboxing yet, but there's these stickers I bought. It might be in a future unboxing, but you can put them on here, and it's got the 3865. So again, 3865s are normally your whites, and the 310s are normally the blacks. They can sometimes change with, sometimes with a 310 you might get an M symbol, and it's like a bluey sort of colour. But any spares I put in that pot there, so yeah, it's pretty good, that. But yeah, can you believe that we're at the end of June already? Like, considering there's like, I think there's what, 4 or 5 weeks in it? Like, it's just shooting by. Before you know it, it'll be bloody Christmas. But I've got a, actually, I can't show it just in case my relative is watching. It might spoil it, so I'll show you. I've already filmed it, but it's gonna be in a different video, which I think is in 2024. Because what happens is, with me, I try to get as much pre-recorded as possible, and I'm working on sort of like December videos at the moment, and also next year. So obviously that video is already done, and it just automatically, I always automatically schedule it, so it will just take care of itself. Which is pretty good. Just trying to get the drill up. There we go. And that's L, so we need an I next. What I like about 3865, oh, dropped it. What I like about 3865s is that you always sort of know that you're going to get them in near enough every painting. So yeah, so that's quite nice, because I can fill up some more of this now, which is lovely. Fantastic. Yeah. But this unboxing that I've done is really, really beautiful paintings in there. And I've got some animals. I do quite an awful lot of animal paintings. And I am trying to, I mean, branch away from it, but it's difficult when it's like your favourite of all paintings, you know, so... Ooh. Oh, look at that. It would be lovely if you got all that L, but there is a few that... This is what I'm saying, you can go do, and then it will catch you out. I have worked on paintings before that have had a solid colour from like there to there. So I have worked on like that before. It's pretty good. But at least you know, this part's done nice and early for a change, which is good. This is what I'm saying, I normally have to like come in and then start doing it, and no one wants to come in and then start sitting there filming. I certainly don't. So, I've got some interesting colours in here. It's like a minty green for the L, and then you've got your 3865 white for the eye, and then obviously you've got the dark blue, which is quite nice, but hopefully when the rain comes it will cool down. I want the cold weather. It's interesting, isn't it? Because like when you want it hot, you want it cold, and when it's cold, you want it hot. But if you haven't done so already, do check out Liz Scotty Dog Harrison Crafts, because she's doing it's like a 30-day card event thing. So for 30 days she's showing all the different cards that she's done, which is pretty good. I'd love to get back into the cards. I do really enjoy doing cards and key rings and stuff, and I've seen some coasters and stuff that I like on Temu, but I'm debating. I've seen a couple of clocks that I want to do, and I've seen them, you know, them cups where it's like a flask or something and you can diamond paint it. It's really cool, so I'm thinking about doing some of that. But yeah, but the one I currently want at the moment is out of stock, like everything else. I went to Tesco last night, wanted a pizza sub, but no, the whole of the freezer department is empty, because that freezer in Tesco, there's this one right at the back and it's always breaking down. And I'll never forget this time in Witham, they had a leak through the roof, and to get what you wanted you had to ask the woman to get it for you, because obviously there was a trolley like blocking it, to tell you that it was leaking, and all you could see was this rain falling through the roof. And to me it didn't look like a leak, it looked like they set off the sprinklers. So a sprinkler is basically a device that normally helps to prevent like fires and that, so it just like spray jets the whole of the floor from the ceiling. But yeah. Oh, you little git, I thought that was a L. That's annoying. I thought that was L, but I can skedadoodle that one there. That's an L, that's L, that's L, and I think that was an L, yeah. Okay. It's the 3865 I want. When I have to tip it on a tray, I can't really do the multi-placing, because you can't really like shake it to turn it upside down. I've pinched the trays out of the new paintings that came today, so yabba dabba doo. Flintstones, meet the Flintstones, abba yabba dabba doo da day, yay. La 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 la. I think I might have a nap, you know. I don't know. When it's raining, I like to lay in my bed and just lay there listening to the music, listening to the rain, and then I drift off to sleep, and oh, it's magical. Listening to that rain is just so magical. Yeah. I apologise if it's come over slightly overcast. We are expecting rain. I've got a few packages at my relatives to pick up, but there's a few behind it that I'm still waiting on, so I'm going to give it an extra couple of days just to see if they turn up, because I don't really want to go over there, pick them up, bring them home, and then like 2 days later they turn up and then I've got to go back over again. So I'd rather pick them up when I'm in Witham next, and then do it that way. Well, fabulous. La 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 la. Nearly got confused there. Oh, hang on a minute. L. I think I've done this wrong again. This is how easy it is to catch you out. It annoys me when they do this because 1 minute it's like a different one each square, then it's like 2 and then 2, and then it's like 3 and 2, and yeah. But yeah, these bangle things, I used to wear them in school. They used to have all sorts of different ones, and back then it used to be like you sort of like everyone used to collect them, and there was a white one and a black one that was sort of like linked together, and you didn't sort of unclip it. It was already sort of joined. So that was pretty interesting. I was always sort of like, how did they do that? But pretty good. I'm going to finish this line here. We're still doing great for time. So I like to do an hour's worth because I can really get a lot done in an hour. Yes. I'm seeing Temu everywhere now. Everywhere I... all my supporters have like... sorry, not my supporters. All my people that I watch have Temu unboxings, and I'm trying to get Lazy Retired Granny to get one, but I don't know if she's going to buy one. I'll tell you what, it is really nice to break away from some of the animals that I do. I mean, even those... I mean, what would you call a starfish? I don't think it's an animal as such, is it? It's like a sponge. I don't know, really. It's like, I can never pronounce this, but you know them plants in the ocean called anemone or anemones? And it stings any other fish, but the clownfish is immune to it. It normally nests in one of them, I think, but it normally hides in there as well. So I think the fish sort of gives it its nutrients, and then it can also give your house. This anemone stops the fish getting. What do you call it? Stung. But apparently, I don't know if it is, I think it is the clownfish, but apparently they can actually change their sex. So say for example they wanted to be male, they can be male and then randomly just change into female. So I don't know whether it's like a parenting thing. I think vaguely I recall when I was reading up on it, when their partner dies, in order to support the young, they switch over or something, but I don't know. But yeah, apparently they can change their sex, apparently, so that was interesting. I do find it fascinating, because the seahorse, I think, is exactly the same. That can be male and female. But apparently the seahorse, for the whole of the entire life, they tie themselves to the bottom of the seabed. Whether that's true or not, I don't know, because how would they get food and stuff? But yeah. Or it could be while they're, you know, they tie themselves while they're, you know, having their offspring and stuff. But I'm sure a seahorse can be male and female as well. So that's really interesting to know. Things you can talk about on a whip and chat. So far we spoke about the Titan, fishes, the rain, and yeah. I would love to do a jellyfish diamond painting. It's been a long-term one that I've wanted, but there was one I saw which was a it was like a glow-in-the-dark jellyfish, and I was like, oh yeah, I like that. But then I saw the price and it was like 44 quid, and I was like, no thank you, bye. And that was through a company called Craft Pack. I mean, 44 quid for it, and it was like literally a 30 to 40. Like, that's insane. But this is the thing, I mean, I think all these like big companies like, you know, GBFKE, Fansels, you know, Diamond Art, Diamond Painting, Colourful DIY and all that, I think they will not really get much custom nowadays, because I don't know about you, but I can find some of the paintings on GBFKE through Temu, and I'd rather go through Temu than wait ridiculous amounts of time through, I think GBFKE I had to wait like 2 weeks and they sent the wrong painting, so that completely, I've never actually placed an order since. It really put me off them. So it's all about shopping around. It's like on Amazon, the other night I found, I think it was last night, there's a painting I want, and it's was on Amazon for $3.99, and then I had a Google on Temu, and I found it on Temu for like $2.50, and I was like, oh yes, grab that, thank you. So it's all about shopping around and getting the best deal, really. I'm really pleased that I've started this now, because I've been wanting to do it for the last sort of like 5 days. I don't know if these patches are underneath the light bulb, but I'm not going to turn it off just yet, because that would be cheating. I got this thing today, I'll just go and grab it, and I'm not very pleased with it, to be fair with you. It was on Temu. Sorry, my drill does not want to pick up. Let me just go and grab it. So this, I got, there's a white one, and I've also got myself a blue one. And what it is it's like a knife, so that when you're opening packages, you can open it up, because I use a range of different things, like my cutting pen thing that you've seen, if I can grab it. I use this one, and then I found these, and I was like, but the thing is, I find them quite dangerous, because this is what we call a spring load. So obviously, as you can see, it lets go. So the only way you've got to sort of hold the packaging while sort of doing that, while trying to like hold the packaging and ripping it open as well. So I'm not very impressed with these. And I got a blue and a white one so that I could take one to my relatives, because I'm always opening packages over there. But yeah, I'm not too impressed with them. If I'd known this, because you know what it's like on Temu, you don't really read the instructions, so, or you don't really read the description, so that was mainly my fault. But I'm not very happy that they're spring loaded, because they were literally 38p, and I've got some other bits and bobs, craft sort of supplies I got as well. So I've got 2 crafty bits and bobs, and then got a couple of paintings, these bangles, and then 2 of them. So I was like, you know, it'd be good for like when you open up packages and that, but I'm not impressed with it at all, to say the least. So yeah. Oh crap, that was the wrong one, wasn't it? That's I, that's L. Be like Legally Blondes. Oh my god, you guys. Looks like L's gonna win the prize. This one qualifies. Oh my god, you guys. When's the rain coming? Bring on the rain. It's thinking about it, but it's not actually. Oh god, could you imagine it in Newfoundland now if they was to if it was to start raining. I mean, they've got to do all they can. I mean, I don't know if they're searching throughout the night as well. I mean, doing it throughout the night would be incredibly difficult because it's, you know, it's pitch black against pitch black. So, but hopefully we get some indication, because over there it's like they're 3 hours behind the UK. So if you put into your Apple phone St John's, Canada or Newfoundland, it will come up, and I think we're 3 hours ahead of them. So what was that? Was that an L? No. No, the popcorn song. But this reminds me of like Finding Nemo, this film, this painting. You know when the seagull comes crashing into the dentist window, and then they all sort of like, I think Nemo rams a stone up the cleaning system in the tank, and they hop in the seagull's mouth, or they roll out the window, I think they did, and end up in the sewer. But one of the fishes pretends to be dead, and Darla throws it down the sink or the toilet, and he wasn't dead, he was alive, just to escape. So you sort of play dead, and the idea was they would chuck the stone in the cleaning system to block the tank, to make it like get algae, and then obviously it would force them to clean it out, so they would have to take the fish out, and that would be how they would escape. So pretty damn good. I actually can't remember when we actually started, but we've done... Oh, what's happened here? Low power mode? No, it ain't. Don't give me low power mode. You're on. Okay. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to stop here because my phone is playing up and the plug is already in, as you can see with the wire. So I'm not sure why it's flagging up that. That's a bummer. I wanted to do the hour, but never mind. We've done a lot anyway, but I'm going to have to check that before it runs out. So please remember to like, share, subscribe, tap the bell if you want to be notified of all the videos that I do. This painting is available through Temu or Amazon, and that is what it... Oh yeah, wow, that is overpowering, that blue. Gosh, yeah, you've got light blue and then that minty colour, and then you've got the white coming in. Ooh, that's a little bit overpowering. I was not expecting it to be that bright, but anyway, we are going to be seeing this in about 2 weeks' time. Next week will be the heart with the stones, and yeah, so that's what it's looking like, and we're really done a good session there, so I'm really happy with that. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, tap the bell if you want to be notified of all the videos I do. If you want to get this for yourself, the link's in the description of the video, and I'll catch you later.